Today na the 11th day of September 2023. Wetin na be the expectation for this day? Wetin na the outcome for this day? Well, people and on social media wey be dey talk say then they protest, then they demonstrate. People and wey be dey call on other people and say let them come out, let them demonstrate. Salon police say, well, they no give nobody permission for come out today for protest or for demonstrate. Then get wetin and can quote the 1965 Public Order Act, we say if you want for come out na do, you get for take permission first to police, and it go invite you come make una can discuss how una go about this wire. Then na based on that one day, then go agree for make you come out, or then say no, because of security reasons you no go come out. This not to the first time where Salon police they say na faceless people, because nobody no can meet them for take permission for say we want for come out. So then say na people them we no get face, na faceless. Well, share network today, we self be dey na the road. We dey na the road, we start from Wellington. PMB, na they will start. We come tear up gun. We take a Wellington, carry Okupa. From Okupa, we join transport can Shell Company. Shell Company, we meet up the chief minister there. Then from there, from Shell Company, we walk a go up gun. What see you be they see? You just see say a network be there live, not to so. Behind the scene, you know it's happening. You don't. Because I see people them now I think YouTube they comment say say a network wait make una know they interview the police there. Una for ask the people them by Ferry Junction. By Ferry Junction, I just glad they say escalate. But una will be the watch, una not even notice. A certain OSD approach the camera crew and say, I can arrest una self right now. Right now, self. I can seize una phone. It was ignored. But EDBN, they try for pursue waiting thing to say maybe we want one kind fame. Because at that particular time we get over 2,500 people on the live. If they look for fame. Yeah? So because of what they do, another female officer approached the camera back and say, "Won't ID? Let's see your ID." We are law abiding. We cooperate. Yes. Show and the ID. That than the female officer. You say, okay, you walk off. The crew continue for do the live where will be they do. So I begin to wonder, say, waiting at the crime, for do waiting we they do. Waiting at the crime. But a lot of people be needed the comments. Just the comments. Just the comments. The camera crew, they tell the reporters on the ground say, people are not open. Shops them. You don't know what to make them not open. You say you know. I don't know what to make people not open shop. I then choose not for open. If the people were there, now then go say, well, now this easy make an open. But Now I make I say I'm disappointed in some people. Yeah? I'm disappointed in some people. Because some man they are they, I don't know. And I really mean what I say disappointed. Yeah? But some man of a sick crowd. Some man of a sick crowd. Because if it's sick crowd, I they begin misbehave. I they. But who they sabi una small. They sabi una. Let's go now to the topic today. We don't do our own parts. We show waiting the camera capture. You self be able for see them. And the expectation of the faceless people them, I don't know. Now before say na for sit down house or now before come up for protest. Na uswan. But the expectation from the government now for say people them for go around for waiting for do the normal business. Now so then tell we the government of Sierra Leone. So una not pay heed, security sector say una not pay heed to them people the way they talk. Una just go about una normal business. Expect people for come out, for go about, and they repeat on two their normal business. But how professional is the Sierra Leone police, the security sector, for indeed salvage situation who say they're able for sifter say no, they wire. Now the one they will say let them go about their normal business, and they wire now the one them who want for cause trouble. I make come say some man for sick crowd they don't tambu. How professional is the security sector for sifter? Say now we call people them now the government now we call. Say una come out, una go about una normal business. Una just go una ignore the one way they tell una say for protest, for sit down house, una just ignore them. They are faceless. Una just go about una normal business. Then let's say small one run can. How can they say no? Then why now we call them no. They are no mix. Then why now they want for cause the trouble. So you don't see why anytime such can happen, people and they go into panic mode. A lot of people knock you one come out, but someone can brave up for come out. Like today, someone brave up for come out and they expose the transportation system on the side of government. He expose them. What do I mean by that? For say, the private one them, na them boku na them govern transportation in Sierra Leone. The private sector. Na them govern. When today they get panic, they not agree for come out. I don't blame them. Also insurance go pay you. If anything goes south, or even though we not hope for that, then your motorcar gets damage. Who do they pay for that? So because of that fear, now make a lot of people not agree for pull them motorcar in a street whenever they say then kind of issue ya day. Now the governments now they come in and take care because waiting do then get enough transportation. But like I said, this one exposed for say, no, the government transports not enough. When will be they live from Eastern? How much transportation will count? Maybe the bus then, they not even pass 3. They don't even pass through the bus there. The school bus, yes, we see one. We in on a school bus, but like normal transport, taking people up and down. That's so it run as. This one exposed the system. Yeah? He exposed the system. For say, transportation is controlled by private people. Now they control the transport system as alone. So when they go into panic mode, now in that. So I was wondering for say today, the workers them, because I know say for sure the schools them, people they not pull them Pekin. Even Solomon Jamiru in Pekin no go school. Papa God, no go carry. The reason we in say in Pekin no go school for, yes, no go school. But the government workers did then go. Banks them open, no. We not see. We see few filling stations them open, but a handful. Government lost money today. The government of Sierra Leone waiting there for collect pan tax, waiting there for then lost money. Even though we get small clip there we go can play, yeah, we get small clip there we go can play, where we go see someone Jamaica they say, oh, he go hurt the people. No, in as much as yes, he go hurt the people, but they hurt the government too, because government lost money today. They lost money. And the conversation on 98.1, it was interesting though. For the government spokesperson, when I Solomon Jamiu, on his own take. On their own take. Right. Some people, all thing and defend excuse for everything. When they think to say that they support something, there is nothing. All thing in their mind, in their head. If the trajectory where we did now as a country, Sierra Leone, yeah, Usa will team up now. If we not change them, I sorry for tell you say, Salon de far force for be a better country. Usa will team up now as a country where everything is politicized. The system is polarized. Usa will they so? If we not make a U-turn, I'm afraid. Yeah? I really nothing to say we're ready for change. You know they do the same thing every day and expect a different result. Yeah? When they do the same thing every day, expect a different result. No. You have to change certain things, forget a different result. Get that first. Some of the people no get mind come out today. Waiting do because sometimes the market way it ought na trust go to the market way it ought go to run come then take and go time. Who say they end up na Pademba Road when you no able pay the money or you run away? You know, most people are not abandon women. We don't abandon them family just based on this issue. For say it was market, then call them bara, you go bara, you go trust for cancel, you take your own, profit, you go give the person back the money. You come out nado with her. You come on nado with her, run car, then scatter her. Even some man today, that come out self in able come out. Inable feeding picking them, I use for feed them. If na yesterday self, I them eat yesterday. Inable. Because in the hope say, oh, government don't say we come out. So we go come out today. We go come out. But what if you come out back? The one they were only gone, they not sabi sifter. They not sabi sifter. Who that come out for the good reason and who that come out for the bad reason. Then you fall victim. You fall victim. But how long though? Yeah? How long? Police say the people they not get face. Then go just sit down and say, hey, tomorrow. Now for come out so, now for do this so, now do that so. Then the country, Freetown, go into panic mode. Freetown go into panic mode. Some people come out. Transportation not there. The people they lost. Government lost. Everybody lost. I make a man say in Kukiba for all close behind the protest. That cookie man no don't go cook. He can put on. He can say, hey. I will line that too. Then can't get her. They can't get her. They losses. Big time. What's gonna be the expectation? What's in the outcome? The expectation of government, it meets the outcome of today. The security sector, them be there all around. I just explained to you what the encounter where we get with them. I explain to you now. We're not behind the scene, you know they see. But you better say, I don't know, police officer, if you listen, you better you not touch the camera. Because that 2 minutes film or 5 minutes film, you for be get more. And trust me, you know for be end well. Because nothing wrong will not be the do. And we work will be the do. And not put on by you. But some of una back, now the jitski business spawner. We even get a talk with Wemaja. He just we say, oh, okay, because of one interview. They say, oh, well, now then they try to understand the situation first. And I can say they can see his camera. You not say they can see his camera. But you come on, I go seize una camera just now. Why? What's in you? And not of us so point up around. No, you get the female officer now. I don't know if you want please if na in Boston or na in Sweetheart. So una call us una ID card them. So wait, if you not be get ID card, what's next? Hey, Papa God. What's next? I must say, well, they seize the camera. So you don't, who's always say, yeah, as a citizen. Don't forget now, say, yes, it's a media house. As a citizen, you know, get right if for video, for show people. Yeah? Attire salon. Fortunately for we dey Shell company the chief minister Candy. I don't know if na money will be done plan. But he can give 1 million euros to youth band. Hey, Papa God. Eh? I tell you. Really? Anyway, let's begin showing the expectation of the government of Sierra Leone. Eh? But I come out and say, if we not be ID card and we're not against you, eh? What's in the expectation from the government side about today? Let's listen. Solomon Jamiu this morning at 98.1. Yeah? Let's listen. In that aspect, I don't, me personally, I have the media one on interview. Why interview him? Ask him, see, what's in the problem with Salon police and camera. I say, if when then they go in school, then they tell anything about camera. Because I believe, say, the streets, a public place. A public place. I make even some areas that we can go explore people, they even get issue with people. Why they can't video me for? I not go meet you inside your house. You come on at skits. Eh? But Lord left that side. We thank God it not escalates to any other issue. Like I be say they can't seize, it not seize. He talk and left her, but he repeat on 210. I think that the lady calls her for KXC ID card. So I ask back, so we have it. So if we not be get her. Never say then he sees the camera because no get ID card. So instead don't turn say forget it, yeah. Let we listen, yeah. Solomon Jamiu this morning, 98.1, yeah. Listen to this first part.
Now we'll look at another important issue. As we all know, as usual, as it can be, normally, rumor protests can go around. Those certain people can call on the public for signals and not do anything. And this won't be again today, September 11. Also, there is a rumor where they go around for say people for stay still, sit down on those and not do anything. As a press secretary, I would describe from Osa you left, now you stay you reach here, the country situation.
Sabtiu, I left my house this morning. Drive through Wilkinson Road, Congo Cross, then Kingaman Road, then Jomo Kenyatta, then I bend into Ninglaville and 98.1. It's normal. But I also know we get police presence around, and I think it's very important because it's a proactive measure. Sabtu, as far as government's concerned, government no say there is any protest. Because if any protest get for happen, we get modalities, we get laws in the land. We know say the police should be informed. We know we should know who is organizing this protest, what's in at the roots, and it's very important for we peace and security. In all my engagements with the police, and from the perspective of government, we don't know say there is any protest.
Right.
Government in interest, na peace, security. Of course, we don't get rumors, so we just take it's rumor. We don't get bits and pieces in social media about talks about protest. But from the point of view of government, let citizens move about their normal business. I talked to one 75-year-old man 2 weeks ago, and I asked and say, at your age, what are your major interest when you look at the country? He tell me, say me Pekin, at my age, the only thing I'm interested in, for make I left me house every morning, I go, I come, and the country is peaceful. As government, we interest is peace, we interest is security, and we ask whoever get any intention for plan anything for subvert authority, or they plan anything for undermine peace and security, we go disturb people and businesses. Kids are going back to school, parents are setting out, people then they go out for go work and come back to their houses. Anybody where they plan for disturb them thing, then they would ask you for desist from us. So we only interest as government is that government in big 5 priorities for be implemented and make the country be peaceful and make people then go about their normal business. So government, in your point of view, that government not aware there is any protest today, and we are asking people to go about their normal business.
All right, Mr. Jamil, you mentioned say government's not aware of any protests way for happening today, but we get police and soldier presence everywhere. What does this mean?
Well, it means government is very proactive. In security and intelligence, you don't take anything for granted. But if any protest for take place, the police for be informed. We should know who is doing it, where they are doing it, why they are doing it. All of those answers have not all of those questions have not been answered. So I speak the perspective of government, but from the point of view of peace and security, now government in responsibility for my citizens then go about their normal business. So government, through the security apparatus, has to be proactive and responsible enough.
All right. Over the past years or months, we don't get, different people we don't mention, say, this month, the other month, we go come out and protest, ask people and for sit at home. When a message there can come out, as government on a concern?
Well, we, as government and President Julius Maada Bio, let me just speak briefly about in philosophy. President Julius Maada Bio, now president of Sierra Leone, he was elected in 2018 and re-elected in 2023 by 56% of the total valid vote cast. And President Julius Maada Bio, as president of Sierra Leone, now president for the whole country. And he don't take oath, he don't subscribe to the oath, and irresponsibility now for uphold the constitution, irresponsibility now for make sure say peace and security in the land. And so as president, he pull the whole country together. As president, he realized that this is a democracy. People are entitled to their opinion. People are entitled to diverse interests. But as president, his responsibility is, whilst government they accommodate the diversity of interests, and of course there is free speech, there is freedom of expression, but the same constitution where they give you rights with one hand, they withhold with another hand. The same constitution and the laws of the land where they give you rights, also they give you responsibilities. President Julius Maada Bio in message to every Sierra Leonean that as government we acknowledge that we all get rights, but in the process or in the course of exercising our rights, we could also be aware say we get responsibilities. And one of their responsibilities now for make sure say in the exercise of our rights, we not destroy the privileges where others get. People have the country entitled to peace. The country entitled to security. People they're supposed to come out and sell them commodities. We market woman them. There are people in this country until they sell on a daily basis, they can't eat. So when you decide through your action for deprive them people of your livelihood, then it is President Julius Maada Bio's responsibility for make sure say peace and security in that land through the institutions that are set up for that purpose. So President Julius Maada Bio want everybody for say what them feel for say, because
Okay.
it's democracy.
Okay.
But in the process of saying what you want to say or doing what you want to do, please don't undermine the security and the authority and the peace and the cohesion of the land. That is just the message that government has.
So, in line with President, we are so much aware of democracy and no say na the right of people and for let them vent out their anger or opinion. Why we don't see concern from certain people in the public for say for a long time now they try for do a peaceful protest, but yet still the procedure they them for falla and we they ready for falla, they not only get the go ahead or the yes button. I mean, waiting for get from authority them. So that means people get the view say, I mean, the issue of democracy in any way not just a saying, but in actuality, in other practice, as government owner people them done the preacher.
No. Me think say the government of President Bio more than every other government don't deepen and widen the democratic space. And
Which
this
other
government,
exactly?
both, well, if we talk about political liberties, we talk about civil liberties. As a matter of fact, even if we look at some of the major indices where this government don't secure, one, na on good governance. If you look at the fight against corruption, for example, you look at political and civil liberties, you look at the World Bank Doing Business Index, you look at the Millennium Challenge Corporation, Sierra Leone is rated highly.
So what
as
about
a
the issue
country
of
where they
rights to
promote.
protest of all citizens? Why
So the issue
space
about
are
rights to
there?
protest, it's not President Bio's issue, because President Bio really not they interfere with protest. I think it's a police issue. And we get laws, we get Public Order Act where they require, say, if you want to do ABC, do it with the police. How I wish maybe the police would be here to react to it. It's really not a President Bio issue. President Bio not going to interfere with protest. But we get institutions where they require, say, if you want to do protest, AB, sit with we, do a letter, sit with we. Maybe that has not been happening, you know, and so I would not talk further on that, but I want for just assure with Fambule and say, President Julius Maada Bio deeply committed to peace, deeply committed to security and democracy. And the people in Salon know say, if they get any president who really don't show very strong commitment, unwavering commitment to democracy, now President Julius Maada Bio. We see how he promised say he go repeal the seditious and defamatory libel. We don't depant up journalists, we make people then afraid for talk. As a president, in all kind talk say, no, this particular law I want them because I want to secure a political dividend. It decides say they pull them. Even when people they criticize him and lambast him and castigate him, he's been the most castigated presidential candidate and maybe the most lampooned president ever. But still, he decide for remove the seditious and defamatory libel. I mean, any president where they do that, really not president where they create the space for free speech and freedom of expression. He stands for democracy, but what he not go tolerate now anybody will go undermine the peace and security of the land.
And consider this protest as people
and that's the responsibility
democracy.
of any
and anyone
president.
consider this, I mean, rumor protest as one way go undermine democracy.
Well, as I say, we have a democracy. People then get right to free speech. People then get right for public gathering, but do it through the right channels. And I think that's where maybe the issue is.
But people again go tell you say they don't the right to the Salon police for inform them because me not too offer with the laws, but understanding that inform the police then for provide security. But if you check people you know, we don't they go to the Salon police for let them, you know, get them clearance for do some of them protests. I know they get her from the police. So you know, in any way, government again concern we people not able to say out some of the anger too, some of them different in their way. Then don't they call the nation for come out for?
In terms of expressing anger or expressing frustration, I'm sure we always sit on here with the AM every day, whether on traditional media or social media. Every day you open your WhatsApp, go to YouTube, Facebook, and people then they write them, people then they do audios. So in terms of expressing frustration, really, nobody has closed that space. I'm not going to hold brief for the police. I'm not the spokesperson for the police. And I'm not aware of person we don't say it don't right, it don't get permit. Maybe if I had those materials, I can speak to them. But I can just speak to government's firm commitment to democracy and ensuring that balance day between the exercise of our rights, but also in terms of carrying out commitment to democracy. And
government's firm commitment to democracy. This na the first part where I play for you. Another part they come. Wait. Solomon Jamiu na lawyer. But this particular story we give, I call am story. He say in talk to 175 years of age mami. We say all he want now for the go and come every day. Now peace he want. I want to be that 75 years of age mami day. Where they go every day, go and come. Outside they walk. 75 years of age. Eh? I don't know who saw go able to 75 years of age, mami, then 5. Lord just interview them. If then go tell we exactly what Jami will say, this particular mami tell her. Because I feel to say 75 years of age. Eh? Now in pension he want on time if he get. Now how for put it na table? Now how for go to bed? But that one for come out that door and they come inside every day. I want no side they go. This 75 years of age, mami, me I want no side they go. Who side they go every day? Eh? Every day outside they go and come. When they sit down also. The one themselves where they go every day they go and come. You ask the right now. And then a list of them worries. Now outside now it's now eat so then they put na table. Now we don't interview people them. We don't interview people them. Even na the romanticism itself, even na the arthritis. I believe say na the well body back he go complain. But this one way, either Solomon Jamiu miss the age. Maybe the hardship don't make the person look very old. So you not be ask her how old are you? He just guess no more. Say this it looks 75. Not knowing to say you not reach that age date. Now you make you one for the go and come every day. Every day. I think someone Jamiu want take one leaf na Alpha Can in book, but na the wrong page you check. At the wrong page, now I check. Yes. I answer be this 75 years of age, mami. I answer bien. But then I one side. The other side, he say government no know, but protest. They don't know who that, they don't know nothing. The government need for call Joe Cisse. And need for call Joe Cisse say no. ONS no, then Sabi, then say they get intelligent. Joe Cisse call different parts then at the country where say then Sabi, he call Waterloo, he call other places then. Where them be the advice them not come out so because we know if we not come out. But he say government no know. Salon police. And say we then go to una for permits or whatever. Una need agree for gi. We then say President Jamiu say this one no mix President building. Say no to the spokesperson for Salon Police. Salon Police we don't tell you now say what he tell we 1965 Public Order Act. 1965 Public Order Act say for right to the Inspector General of Police. In fact, that NSF na commissioner. But he say they don't refine them inside 2000. So he said a police duty for take care of protest. Not to President Bill. He said, in fact, President Bill ain't like that. He tell back say, he say President Bill now one part the president them way they don't talk against Pasol. Cancun, Rancun, Lancun, all in Kunkun he talk. You know area. Alright. That's not the first part. Let's go to the second part of who that. Same Solomon Jamiu. I'll go to the second part, yeah? Let we hear waiting a talk. Now, same 98.1. Let's listen this part here.
We still get between at the studio, Solomon Jamiu, press secretary. Na status at this time when they bring you in. You know you will talk to some of the reporters the way they out there, and then a strategic side them aid station with Bafos, Lumley, Dewey, Ferry Junction, and other side them, and then side them they normally for a normal Monday. That's why the weekend on jam packed already. I mean, as a press secretary, you state earlier say no say there is a protest or una take saying a rumor. How you feel for you say the rumor we no take as something serious gets effect in some area them also. How you feel where you the reporter them they describe the place them will not be like other normal Monday them?
No, as a government, I talk and say we don't take anything for granted, and that's why we have security all over. So essentially, substitute the things they would do. Now that make we always talk say when people and they decide for do this and feel saying a government in the hot, not a government in the hot. They are fighting the people of Sierra Leone and standing against the interests of the people of Sierra Leone. Because sometimes you get a Kumbra, as you get that kind of rumor, they decide, say, okay, I go stay home. Sometimes that Kumbra is supposed to access medical care, sometimes it's supposed to do a routine check, but as you decide for stay home. So it's a threat to her health. Sometimes somebody ready for carrying Peking go school, where everybody rumor, you say, okay, me go decide, me Peking will go school today. So you deprive somebody for accessing educational institutions. So when you do that here, not a government you the hot. Now the ordinary people you the hot. And so we always they say people the way they do the NTR for always think twice and desist. For we as government, we're very clear in all of this. We responsibility now for make sure say there is peace, there is security, people they move about their normal business, and we they advise strongly. Anybody will decide for be part of an unapproved process, you are undermining the peace and security of the land, and you will be dealt with accordingly. So government is very clear on this. But we know, say, if you look at the aggregates, the effect of all of this, certainly it go deprive people, it go affect people. People that were supposed to open their shops for sale, not go able for sale. So you are fighting the people of Sierra Leone, not the government you the hot. And we as government will not go left sit down. People that undermine state security and the peace. And so as a government, we get for take action. So if you see police, then they outside, our responsibility for maintain peace and for maintain security.
Yes, Secretary, in this whole situation, you back na part of the country, you're a citizen all. Leone picking them go school today?
Hello?
Leone picking them go school today?
No, they not go school today.
Why?
Not tomorrow they go.
Why they not go particular today?
Not because of what we plan.
Wait you mean wait we plan as in we ill? I mean, today night is school day and all of that stuff.
Their uniforms have not been ready.
Or is it that you self are here?
So I travel and I come back and my wife remind me, say we get outstanding issues. And by Friday, I begin for make sure say we provided that. So once the uniform come in, they will start.
All right.
Now, picking they always know they renege on that day.
All right. Mr. Jamu, you mentioned about the things that will happen presently. They're not the do governments, not the people of this country that they do. But that they should say people that they listen to other people because of the situation presently where they happen in terms of condition of living, we make the last tenor some of the issues then that we make people then come out.
Pardon me?
You mentioned say not all governments then they do. Now people then they do. And that they should say people they listen to other people of not common adult today. So anyway, government concerned about that because the last protest waiting make it happen now because of condition of living. Because if things are okay in the country, nobody no go tell somebody say sit down at us is sit down at us. You know things say the condition of living in the country. Now that issue we make people listen to other people anytime we then tell them say sit down at house or come out and protest.
Let's put them this way. Whatever economic conditions they take place in a salon, we fumble them, and I believe say we fumble them, no say, the economic uncertainty, the difficulties, not to salon no more, it's global. Every country where you go now, even when they get elections, they go tell you, say, the key issue on the agenda now the economy, not to salon no more. The economic difficulties where they are, whether it's the price of fuel, whether not the price of rice. I just come on Nairobi, and I was talking to somebody about 25 or 50 kg bag of rice. The person, they tell me, say, the last time where he buy was around $50. You change $50 in a salon is about 1.1 million. But for a bag of rice here, it not reach the handy. Liberia, the last time I checked, then queue for rice, up to the point where President George Weah was setting up a rice stabilization task force with people that know ever to line for rice now. So the economic uncertainties, the problems, are global. You go America today, the last poll where they read, the first issue is on the economy. Some people are looking at preservation of democracy, LGBTQ rights, and all. You go Kenya, the main issue we bring William Ruto to power. The main issue on the agenda for voters was the economy. Zimbabwe, the elections we passed through the economy. So every country in the world, economic uncertainty is an issue. So not to salon.
So when are the solution to this? Mr. Jamiu, this whole situation for less certain faceless people, as one can describe, and put the country on a hold for a day, you know the economic impact we get, the economic loss. Is it that there is no solution to this and so the country get for the continue for the go?
No, there is a solution. So on the part of government, they take all the actions necessary. And when we start, Saptiu, I give the updates on government. And for this government, President Julius Maada Bio, like for example, we'll get COVID-19, where a lot of the economies globally be crippled, we're able to maintain the economy through the actions for President Julius Maada Bio take. The Quick Action Economic Recovery Program, we were able to support businesses, bring in critical imports. We make sure, say, even though, yes, we get challenges around pricing, but we keep commodities then continue for them in the market. With the supply businesses, we make sure, say, people then get access to credit for bring in fuel. So all of this, they happen. And now, President Julius Maada Bio don't launch the 5 big priorities of government. Okay. With Feed Salon alone, and this, they show, say, President Bio, they speak clearly to the issue. So if we talk about economic uncertainty globally, but also in Africa, in Sierra Leone and in Africa, one, they talk about Feed Salon. One for make sure, say, we grow what we eat, and we eat what we grow. And in the process, we go create a lot of jobs. The third priority of government, now youth empowerment, youth employment. Where President Bio don't talk, say, by the time they do in 5 years, in the second mandate, this government, for the country for able to generate 500,000 jobs. So President Bio cares. Right. He acknowledges their economic challenges, but this government, they address them. And we believe, say, through with 5 big priorities, we're able to address them. I think now it's a question of every Sierra Leonean coming up and raising our voices for speak to this issue, right. Not just government.
Okay.
People that we consider themselves for being moral guarantors, the press, the civil society, we all for make sure, say, we lend a hand of ownership to this and speak loudly and make people they understand that they cannot do this. Because once they continue to do this, then they undermine state peace, security, and prosperity. But as a government, we're very clear, I say, through with 5 big priorities, we're able to address not just the economic challenges, but other issues the way they deal with survival as well.
All right, quickly, before we go over to Mr. Mambu, you mentioned about the economy being a global issue. But again, the ordinary posse within a faraway village, not going to understand which you they explain so. Because, again, during your campaign, one thing we una mention that for control the economy, or we get just after una launching of una manifesto, we get the former chief minister Jacob Jusu Safa, we mentioned say inside 3 months time una go change the economy and make things one normal. But now it will be seen as something contrary. Think say some of them views there again, they make people of this country, I'm not going to say to trust the government, but it seems like we're not able to control things them.
There is no government in the world we go tell you as a matter of certainty, say we don't have an economic challenge. So even the countries we go admire as the economic powers of the world, they are struggling. And if they are struggling, you not go expect say for salon, we not go struggle too.
Okay.
But what I go say now that this government committed for make sure say we handle the bread and butter issue, and through the 5 big priorities. And I believe say Saptio, honestly, there is nobody where they ask now this country across the political divide. We know they appreciate say feed salon really is the in this, and I think it's one key message where President Biodun sent say, indeed, he care for the people of Salon, and that in this, I think it's
okay. Feed Salon, feed Salon, feed Salon. The first 5 years, na be free quality education. Solomon Jami will be the talk. Na in self mistake talk say. Wouldn't see now they happen, people they no go send them picking them go school. But little did he know the next question we Saptu go ask. In a mind, this is after Saptu asked that question, where he say, you send you picking them go school in Solomon Jamiu in mind. Now this is say.
I never expected it.
Yeah. I say in a mind. As Saptu ask the question. Now this is talk na in mind.
Because I never expected it. But God.
You know, be expect that question, di. You know, be expect her. So, because you know, be expect the question, now, I say, na in talker. Now, in talk say, people then go afraid for send them, picking and go school. And something say, okay. Until I see, you send them, picking go school. I talk around and I might say, hey, I don't enter one chance. I never expected this. Then he make first like say no, now I say, He said what? And he say, you picking go school? He say no. Now I say, why? He say, now because of what we plan. Now I say, what's una plan? He pause first. Nike out uniform. He can begin explain what he not even connect to the first answer where he give. He connect. Why you picking not go school? Now because of what we plan. So what you na plan? Now be the next question. What you na plan? But Saptu for the left handy. But Saptu pushan small. Where you say because you for sending picking go school, as you not sending picking. Now I say no. Now because of the uniform. Uniform? Ayeri. So Jami wef. He just tell her, Jesus is Lord. I try for look for that one day. I Allah. Hey, this man I say go talk on radio. Today now. That one guy answer day. Now he just a pass up a door. Because one, it don't make the woman look like a pussy. We Solomon Jami will not day. He don't able to take care of the bikini uniform. Like seriously. Well, we're all in the same boat too. If you self today bikini be get uniform, not to you one. Not to you one no. If it be say today on, you cannot be get uniform. Even possible they work on status. where they talk. He says if you pick no big uniform. But now because he woman. Now we can't tell us we need for sort something out. Hey! Wala. He say yes na Nairobi. Na $50. Wetin na the minimum wage na Nairobi? If I for compare prices, but wetin na the minimum wage? If you dey tell we about other country them, do you dey tell we about the minimum wage? Because we can't even go to GDP. We can't even compare ourselves to Nairobi. Eh? My Leone say no buy Pikin shoes. Well, you and Solomon Jamiu na the same place una dey. But I no be saying don't send uniform. Eh, for Jamiu and Pikin. Emily Hans, thank you for the stars. Zakaria content saying go Gulam. The price for 50 kg rice na $40. Not to 50. Eh? The tailorman we saw the uniform. Now he call me. Now he say, brah, this guy just want to give me bad name. Say one give bad name. Alright. Now go na Shell Company. The crew be then a Shell Company. Now the chief minister come. Maybe you know be get opportunity for watch am live. But if you know being get them, where you now? Let we see what really happen where the chief minister be it Shell Company. And luckily for Sarah Network, the camera be dead. Now so it be happy no fumble them.
We don't know that on cam. Okay, now the chief minister. So chief minister in at Eastern right now. Now you get this convoy. Chief minister just come at Eastern. It is waka. So we just put up chief minister. As chief man don't come to the chief minister. Then the chief minister. Get the chief minister now. That is.
All police. What Ababe look like? 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 Oh, we are the all police. All police. I tell you what the power. All right. I tell you what the power. All right. That's a man. I tell you what the power. I tell you what the power.
So until now, the youth man and they hail the chief minister, but the chief minister be they talk to that driver. I think at the bus, not the Shell car park. Maybe they tell him thank you for what they decide for one today. You know, so maybe they ask the man say if not the bus this way they won't go applying. So the man be they tell him say yes. So maybe they tell him thank you. You know. So when I see where youth man So be the one that will tell the youth man they are the gist now. Because chief minister they reach, I don't know who side them come out from, which corners them then come out. All this crowd, you know, they all the hail the chief minister right now. So for you, just the join una Sarah Network, and that's how always they tell us say Sarah Network means the truth. Because who they bring una, wait till they happen.
After you, now you, after you, now you. Let a weapon shoot, let a weapon shoot. This time we say no to sex. We say no to violence. Everybody cool down. Everybody cool. Yes, sir.
So the chief minister did talk to the youth man and one of them said I'm the leader. So chief minister tell them to make instruct them to let them all relax as he go talk to the leader of the boys them Nashelia. So we still in Nashel and chief minister just can observe the area and see what they happen. So less than 1 minute or 2 minutes we come, all the boys them just come and we don't know why they all be there. The chief minister don't left, don't move. As he gives something to the youth man, the leader, and we don't know it's again. So we hope say we don't go to fight for shit, they're not going to fight themselves. Come on. Una, come on. Wait. Hey, una wait. I interview there. Una wait. More interview one voice. Greetings, you can tell who are you. Okay, Sio Boyka. So Sio Boyka, we see outside chief minister come. All of a sudden, una all just appear. Who saw una be there?
So we not struggle as them. We not big man them. We not nobody around us. We not thief man. We used to struggle. We used to suffer. We not get them. get to council and survive. So we'll keep the faith to patients as long as God gives.
Yes, sir.
Because I talk for two main important things. One, we struggle for getting for it.
Yes, sir.
Of course, for the other today, I share that we lost it for this morning.
Yeah, because I see Usta you will talk to the chief minister say for his sake nothing will go happen and we go secure even in your own life. What motivates you for give him that kind of statement?
Because we don't see the atmosphere since yesterday, we don't see what happened today. And of course, we will team on August 8th. But so far today, you say what at your chief minister after us for
Nazi.
You don't confirm the money where chief minister give you? Okay. Okay, so how you plan for go about this money where they put now you and ask the head?
Let man make life.
the last person they get by this money.
Yes, the man they make life.
I go and police what government for that
They get inshallah.
So after I don't share the money, who stand next you feel so now go? Wait now on next step.
Yes, sir.
About the business.
About this. Don't make life.
5 man one side, 5 man one
Okay, thank you for talk to Sarah Network. So what you mean say they don't pull una na shell or they want pull una? Who does say follow una common na shell?
LUC from Western income become LUC. Say that the minister, new minister,
who's minister?
Well,
okay, so wait now the reason make them say Lona completely pack yanda. Wait now the reason. Okay, now street una can park. So shall not get parking ground and not get inside the market.
Actually, right now we don't get self for park. Pass go and manage.
Okay.
We big to cover government and assist me for that.
Okay.
We are I see now road stop people but then I sell for smoke push and after they now mobilize the small is any right to want take place ready. Everybody not first. Nobody not come now we are. Oh no, about people boss. Let me give them.
Alright. We'll tell you thank you for talking to me. Okay, bye.
Because you are not stiff. But at the country, who are young man there, these are not take like another word. You need to talk to the young man, how they will survive. You shall not say no day, daddy. Look at the young man there. For small money, some other fetch young. Some other for make another for guys. The country be there to the suit one and the country will turn over. Now these don't have Cuba go tip, some other go tip for the bob, some other go tip at dollar. Not to show the country below.
I'll tell you thank you for talking to me. Alright, so for you to watch we at Sarah Network and within at the eastern part of Town. So this morning we don't start to live broadcast now. We not Sarah Net.
All right. We were there. Now we come here and capture this. 1 million leons for that crowd day. Eh? Okay. Because I see people and they say, oh, Chief Minister, 1 million. How much you forgive them? He said, na Kolwata, they give them. Or you not forgive them nothing. But you don't always see Usai. I don't know. Everybody want to talk. Na praises. Issues them when they bother them. Nobody, even the leader self will come. I don't know. We not sabi put we case across. We not sabi put we case across as Sierra Leoneans them. So make the powers that be the politician them then go really understand wetin we they go through, wetin they face. And so you self think whenever we can get the opportunity, all man want talk. All man want talk. Even then say, where the leader now? The leader come out where he come for safe, well, let them go give something. Yeah, he be talk one or two things, then when he talk to chief minister. But outside say a network shock, now outside the bobo then come out. Because the camera be done there already. Remember, we go off na poti, we take transport cam shell. I then with the team na the phone for over 20 minutes. Na shell with the talk. Try for ginger them up, till then they get able get transport for go. Because actually in a ferry junction we want go start. Them boy and they not see them dey. They not see them. They not see them. They not be see them at all. Eh? But as I say chief minister ka outside them come out. Outside them come out. We see camera kuna will be there. They ask say, "Who son have been there?" Because they not be see them. Oh. We don't see where something can happen. As they say something happen, then before you know it, and say crowd of people, you don't even know side and come on. I say a lot of people they say it was planned. I don't know about that. But when the crew was there, we don't see them. Eh? We don't see them. Wait for transport for how long yonder? Yeah, we can come out to Montecao, but who safe? Let left so. No pull. Who say no pull Montecao today? Say, the old man jump na transport. No go and carry his contribution and say the keke, the totokbe Montecao who said they take go up and down, they don't scrap am. I dem pull and you know it's them pull for. Eh? Okay. But on a more sad note, we say somebody lost in life today by the name of Mr. Kalon. It's in a up Moiba. Making soul rest in peace. But listen to this conversation, ba. Listen to this.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
No. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
You know, this is DJ Rasta, they call from Canada.
Yeah, anything?
Yeah, I just a call. I really see Mr. Kalon die. Not true. How is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you can able to explain tell me briefly. You can able to explain tell me briefly what happened?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, what exactly happened?
Eh, there's no man for going business this morning, eh?
Yeah.
We don't go pull the market, we dey sell. So I think around 12 o'clock, I think this is 10 happen. So German they car far. But we still see when they car, there's no to business they can, so they still see So now the park papa they park, but you don't go inside now. Say they bring for live bullet. Say they bring for live bullet. So now they go back, now they come back, they come far back still. I think I don't know. There's a possibility inside among them, they get 20 for say these are not the APC there, but the mistake, likely the mistake, not to him, but don't kill. The person there. Because the buffer they drill buffer if they go to the other person.
Okay.
So they was not the person like now they go inside the puller. They say now the APC there this. They don't kill and then they use the word or say, may they call I buy your way I buy can take her. The I buy in picking there. So
okay, so now shoot them on the youth team, now the violent time.
now shoot her.
Okay, now who this here so exactly happen? Now who's part?
Now
Moiba,
my people have been in Moiba na bridge. The blood lay down this step.
Okay. They don't pull the body there now or the body still there.
Now one of him brother now they can't pull out here, they say but they cannot.
Okay, so which na your name?
Yeah, me Fatima.
Fatima waiting.
Kalon.
Okay, that's my daddy, eh?
Yeah, me daddy.
Okay, I will pass this information to the authorities, yeah. And then if anything, I get your number because this na your daddy number. Nine somebody give me. If anything, I will make sure say them contact this number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now for Biao, yeah, make we take out. This na DJ Rasta, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Lord take out, yeah. Okay, anything, if I get any other information, I will bring and come to you, yeah?
Okay, sir.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Alright. Now DJ Rasta na him do the interview there with Mr. Kalon young girl picking. The girl picking not be there at the scene. So all what he talks to na based on waiting and tell him. See happen at the scene. The first part we say, then say let we come out to go pa with business. Eh? Let we go. That's exactly what the government said. That's the expectation of the government. Let we go about with business. Normal day. So Mr. Kalon follow suit. He come put in business na in buffer. Right now, he's no more. He's no more. Allegedly, by waiting the Pekin say, they tell him, say na APC person they look for shoot. But Mr. Kalon, na him go shoot. Sad, eh? Eh? Sad. Now they without each now. Are they without each? May Mr. Kalonion soul rest in peace. But I don't know if I go say, I hope say police follow through and bring, would I ever do this to book? Then there's going to be a long list. There's going to be a long list. But it's not supposed to be so. Not supposed to be so. Mr. Kalon not be supposed to lost in life. Not be supposed to lost in life. Any other person self, even according to the pikin wey say the other person na the other bafide na mistake dey mistake. Even the other person dey self wey if you say they mistake for not supposed for lost in life. Eh? I got help salon. The gun then are the wrong hands, or the others then they come up from the wrong person. Because police they tell you say na order then they take. Either the gun then are the wrong hands, or the order then they come up from the wrong person. But the salon where we want, not to in this. I don't know if Mr. Kalon go ever get justice. Go ever get justice for this. Alright. Yes, Usman, what you get for this one, sir?
Yeah, thank you, Lord Tripoli, for talking through this incident of this January. I mean this so-called August, this September. This September strike on the 11th to the city of Okomo for do certain things in the streets about what they don't like, what the government they do in terms of the life, food and they live, cost of living, other things. But this it becomes something we call sin a faceless. But for identify the faceless in terms of their virtual social media interaction, rumors they would spread, and you get the government again where they come up with their own way for say we the aim for democracy, peace and security good day. With their own approach with this faceless and virtual rumors would they lead to actions, but the actions them way then they do we see say some of the actions them na actions way na double reaction. The double reaction and a way they get people and we see in a crowd, they talk of the public, they talk of people that would involve in rioting. But then all na things and way they see how governments will say waiting we own ability for able for make something no will get fine result. And that political efficacy for say we pull fine results we they intend for now they then can tell we say we try for fend on your own civic rights now we protect for let una go come on. Then the one them back we want come on for let them disturb the one then we for come on do the normal life for the day. Now them we they should say no to the civic rights. So they put the thing with a limit we say una for do this according to the Public Order Act. But we see all them things the democracy they play around always the law book. And then the civilians then they go from their own public opinions because then they see road not they side when they call democracy. But we not go prove I'm too far for say democracy not there, for say they not they able allow them for strike. But because they can always hide. Now a double masking, the government they hide behind democracy and they wear the mask of democracy, say with the secure. But when the mask code and they wear now a mask where it show two face. And we don't see how Jamiru don't explain the mask for protect the democracy and the law book what he say he get two face. Do this. You man at the camera. You see how he acts. Who said them? I just come on. So, but that moment they then become they all get the same idea. For that moment, the public now peace want. You know, see nobody fed. Nobody not throw stones. He go all man go in way. So you see that's now the logic where crowd psychology, the police then they get how they go able for meet and converge with them people there for able get a common goal. This then go able for they know how they go able for the address how them public riots there, they come about for you get a crowd for candy because the public is different from the crowd. You see, when that crowd the way they become, now people the way the idea is different, and there is a tendency let people overreact or underreact. So when I overreact for say, well, something don't happen, they don't push me to the corner, Lord go put blockade under, or Lord begin to run up and down, we disturb this area, even they don't even do violence. So the next thing that they with the ticklish the public the security, they will not say they're all gone because nobody know the tell we say that they don't know the history of how the security in a salon they deal with something. But Lord will ticklish them so that they will do this, that then they go see, yes, now this they don't do wrong. It might not be directly, but this is the game where they play. So they still coming to where the police, the ONS, and get for the know how they get for the engage these people in terms of when things they emerge. When I read about them saying a faceless rumor and a crowd, and looking at the way where things are going now in the modern age because of the social media and other things there, most of the protesters there they get the ideology now of faceless. And that faceless is in different form. Some they can even wear masks. You see South Korea, whatever they demonstrate, then they wear different masks because then they say they identify face. So they can hold umbrella, some they tie them face, nose, and other things. But even though they can able to identify, but the point is, people are becoming faceless in making crowd appearance in any form. So whether the one way bring the original message or whether they do more or how the social media able for let this message go able for develop. In that aspect, they na the biggest challenge when we security therefore look to, we go always avoid let will not get a reaction wherein instead of you say you get diversity and one inclusion, because when you talk of democracy, not inclusion, but how you able to open that door for inclusion, let the people then go participate, say, well, would you always talk to them, they say they get this for do, or if other thing happen, whosoever what they go do, if they're not electing, what they happen. So this is the area where the balancing, you see say in order day. Because when in other day, as long as you're not able to forget them, what do you expect? You now when they try for control that crowd day, where in that heavy-handed security hand, you they always get that prejudice idea, see, then why now then this area now then and day. Uda de tilapia na him na the person. So what do they do? They do now see that reaction, they react like Mr. Calon, may he so rest in peace. What is the and they say, then why now they bury about them. Then why now this. So you go see say among the community, somebody go down pronounce say then man then they always they do this, then man then they do so, then why they belong to this. Because we even see during the FRC where 98.1 then they broadcast under Julius Spencer on the cover for now they don't tell them go come on. When they say anybody will listen to them, who they call you now now member already participate. So that ideology of saying then why now they belong this how una go able to change them. Because once you get her, you ask the man, you ask if Mr. Calon now being a threat. Was he a threat? No, Mr. Kalon was not a threat at that moment. But because of you don't get the idea and say the man not a threat, what did they do? They shoot him because you don't believe say that a member because you are not under threat. Because if you are under threat as a military, and that's when they go say they defend themselves beyond that. But I only hope say that we're able to deal with faceless things and government would avoid for come behind they may for go behind the constitution and try help with thing where they will get equality, let government go able to get a good governance, where they will toxic and inclusive and a democratic law. But we only hope say crowd and public not to the same thing and for the norm. How for deal with NTR is how that the biggest challenge when we see all this happen. And thank you so much and thanks to everyone who they would do it. And let God help to get those who they would think for now we always get solutions solved in a better way. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfren.
You're welcome, yes, sir.
One for say thanks to Usfren for an own contribution. Welcome on board, Alpha. What you get for it today?
Yeah, thanks for having me and big thank you to Usfren. I think for me, I get 2 or 3 points for make mention of today. First of all, I will talk on we police then approach. But before I go all that side, I want to say The one that we lost their life, may their soul rest in peace. The one that we damaged, we pray that they will get speedy recovery. For we now this platform, I think I want to use this opportunity. We not support any form of protest, neither any way Sierra Leoneans then they die. And we stand by that and we believe saying that then they will preach and then they will serve the advocate for make things go on well in the country. So anybody who don't send any voice, they text them. I told me voice to them things then they. The first thing I want to talk on now we what I call or what I title the preconceived idea of we forces. What I mean by that, when they say protest, when they say like, protest, they don't mean say na die they go be there. It don't mean say na when they say protest, this now thief then they go thief, now this then they go do. If we have a way of approach, you say I will come back to the minister. You see the minister went out there, he able to attract more people, get the attention of the young ones. Yeah, he moved from different locations, and God so good. One of you boys them do a very good coverage, very very good. Let God bless and let God continue for protect them. But you see in engagement, it was clear that this is what is missing and what is lacking with we country right now. Because we have a concept, a preconceived idea, say, as soon as they say riots, now destroy, now killing, now damage, now this they be. So not until we have to go back to the drawing board and get a clear picture of waiting protest, waiting a good protest, waiting a bad protest, and then we help for educate we public. That if you want to go on protest, this now so you can do it this way. The last time I talk about dialogue. We police force not only for go waiting and call go go fire tear gas, go begin to go stone, because there are a lot of videos today. You see police then they throw stones. Yeah, that's not should be the role of our force. But you can dialogue. Like there are a lot of ways for able to address this thing. The minister then go come and they don't say the minister of waiting and call them, they can come and listen to these people and say, okay, you know what, we don't hear, we go pass on a message to the president. There are lots of ways, but when we get these ideas, as they say protest, there are bad people, there are this, now that. Guess what is happening? Because you have a preconceived idea, everything where they plan for destroy that thing they where they come. It just seems no more now. No one day meet Tripoli. There somebody don't tell me say Tripoli that no is here. So now man, I don't own that concept there inside me. Even though when I come meet Tripoli in person, he is so nice. Guess what? Because I have that preconceived idea in me. Guess and then came for educate the public how for do protest. Okay, we dey designate this street be una tande, una get una leader wey we can talk to, we una this una that. We go bring people where they can listen. We go televise some. No una voice be heard. Period. They don't settle one big stress where those you dey handle them in one small corner. Educate the people, bring them on board. Create an opportunity, let you dialogue with your public, with now they make them listen. But if not, trust me, you go sit down again, while the face, let's go grab back. Okay, hey, next year back with the call protest. Because you know why? The gap is still there. That gap of communication has never been settled, and that make the one where they call faceless, so not to faceless, so PPPO, WPO, CIPO, all the whatever name they get, they will continue for drive in this that vacuum they were created. Not until and unless that vacuum they been closed. Trust me, then we know we'll get a lasting answer to that. The last one I will say Tripoli, apart from the preconceived idea and the dialogue what they expect, I think we government again need for take responsibility. What I mean by that? The government need for take responsibility. Let for compare negative things them also for justify what they go wrong now we country. Why can't we say, look, yes, fear there but we only don't. Now this what they do for make we bright they don't. Not continue for add tax on people or mark business people where in turn then they raise that tax day from the people the way they go by. So the layman where they under, that mamina, that village, that partner, that's way lights no they under. Now they suffer the pinch. So we government need for take responsibility. There are a lot of way they take responsibility. Government need for reduce expenditure. Not for just hire no more people, put them now, create unnecessary offices them for them. That's not responsible, what they call. Because when you get the money, as you get how they go. As you get how they go, we are waiting the how you call them, this guy where they talk. But almost million government they put per pay them, paycheck or whatever for months. So imagine we not get anything what they export na the country. Nothing all day. Whether you say them money they come out, them money they come out. Now per tax. Whether they suffer, whether they pay the tax back. Now we same people and back where they suffer. So the government need for be very, very much cautious of this expenditure when they do. There are a lot of things the government could cut down, a lot of things. Apart from the hiring, the motorcade, then can reduce and down. A lot of things, lots of ways. Meetings in public or whatever places, cut them down. All MDs, all meeting now you office or now you conference room. There are a lot of things. Lot of ways for let the government cut things down, where in turn it will able for help and cushion the problem where the people they face right now. But apart from that, if the government want for the cast blame, things that Gangayanda, Tradena, Ukraine one, I made it up, and I made it up, and I made it up. Now I don't they can down Ukraine go, then they call and too much again. Now the global, yes. But like I always they say, the two way people the way other government they do for reduce the suffering or the burden on people them, on the young people them. If now we governments they do, trust me, in fact people go to land they put this government in power forever. And they say this one. Some of people they know certainly, you know, most governments, almost tax rebate government they give right now in different countries them. You know, almost the one they then come and them come rather whatever child benefits. You know how they give government they give. So these are all things where government they do. They don't go talk down they will, but we will make things there now. UK set things there, America set things there. But what the government is doing in America for reduce that burden, that suffering. If we governments they do trust me, la part and the prayer for president they pass. So let we level justify wrong. This now one way it pain me, it beats me imagination every other day. You see, we compare the bad in or the suffering in other countries. We know they compare the good things the way they happen there. It's really not good for we. It's really not good for us as a nation. We need to compare the light system within another country. You say, that one and I can tell people, even Ukraine, when they get worse, they still enjoy good lights. They still enjoy water. Yes? But when one for make Ukraine, what they then they this, then they that. No. Learn from the good things. Don't continue to compare. That's what Jamaica did. They talk how many sideways, then they strike, then they this, then they that. Yes, but not talk what the government they do for stop them strike, they need for helpless thing, then they go down. He never mentioned them. So we government officials should be sincere and they should be ready to take the responsibility. If me, President Bio, they listen to me, of me, I get opportunity for talk to President Bio, one of the main things, they cut down on the expenditure. Reduce some office, then they lock them, bang, lock them, you know, they help you. And they help you. I don't want for calling we sabi. Talk about the youth celebrating and call we. You know, look, Ministry of Information. You get it's too much. You get Ministry of Information. You get Ministry of you get Strategic Committee. Listen them really all unnecessary offices them. We just they create job for the boys. At the end of the day, they poor people the money back now they use for pay them one and day. So for me, President, if you listen to me as a head, as a papa of the nation, certain things, reduce the expenditure. Go back to Kenya. Let's see what in Kenya do for reduce expenditure on the government, for make the people get better life. We know they copy down the government they copy down now the bad way they do it. People they strike na Ghana, people they strike yonder. They know they look say, Kenya then cut the expenditure, they reduce something. The government officials, they all then cut them, pay them for ensure say yes, the suffering reduced by the people. Then we government officials then self cut them, pay by law. See. Then they will tell we say yes, president, you and president government they ready bang for help people. Then cut their salary, let's say 20% off or 30% off. It will still help to reduce that increment or that the prices where they go up every other time, because that's in that tax way that market post where they ship for pay, it's not going to pay that high tax they again. Instead, we reduce the cost. I think that I'm here for today, sir.
Thank you very much, Alpha.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. I want to say thanks to Alpha for your contribution. Yes, Umar, welcome, sir. What you get for me?
Oh, thank you very much. You get me clear, sir?
Clear, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to thank Mr. Alpha and Mr. Wilfred. You know, I will tell you, if you don't talk that side, I'm not going to express how much Jamil, Chief Minister, how much they mean to this president. But when people are constantly, they tell me, say, not to their job, they're not supposed to do them. That the attitude of African man. African man, we always believe, so, if while they cook soup, na pepper yabas na for first go. Anybody will begin now say, well, now the fish first, now this first, before pepper yabas, so we don't broke along. I understand with everybody be the same, but then two people, yeah, especially the chief minister. But in attitude and in demeanor is different. We don't learn to accept things. Not to say if them thing and we not used to them or we not feel say it help, we not give them a try. This young man, because of who's getting education, now person will not be Spencer as box. If they expose, if they hang out, I believe say they watch TV. So you see how things when they go on. Now a democratic nation, we care about the people. So me, I'm not thinking one problem with what they do. Even when it began as minister of education, now I been the first one to do whole radio show. They invite parents them, they invite other teachers, they write people them, educators them, for share their idea, let them be idea. Not a minister not be the do am. In public sense, not be the do that. That tells you that somebody will know how to talk with people. Now somebody will get time for listen. Okay? So in two predecessors to them, now that office the way they occupy today. But all the God knows, will not be the see them. They have been good for give back to waste them money, they waste them there. If you can't talk to them, be sincere. Because just like what Alpha said, we don't see a long time ago. A nation of 7 million. We get departments and ministries the way they're not for it to exist. Why we need resident ministers? We don't need no resident minister. We don't need no minister of sport. We already get slapper. It's not going to be called now. You get youth council, you get youth minister. Then, to me, the worst one of all, you get minister of political affairs. Really? You already get PPRC. You already get SLPS or whatever the name is. Then now you go the Ministry of Political Affairs. What did they do? All the way in a waste of money. We see what happened to Gambia. They knocked down on the travel. Say no, nobody need to travel again. Then I what then do? Then say cut down. Minister, as long as you are political employee, they cut down the money then. Because they feel sick, everybody else they feel the pain, not to win no more for feeling good. All them to fire shut down procurement for the entire 5 years. Even Dismantle that department. No procurement. We don't want motor car, then buy on. Why do for buy motor car for somebody? We don't want motor car, then buy on. We don't want gas, put gas na your motor car. Why they for put gas na people on motor car? All those small things in there. And people in the struggle, people in the suffer. But when they see just a handful of other people that when they're your fellow Australians, fellow human beings, then they live luxurious life in the wire. What do you fix it then they think? Why? Somebody they drive motor car with a 30 or 50 gallon and the flopping tank. Every week you go for the filler. They get petrol back for putting inside it. They get all type of allowance. What about the other Sierra Leoneans? And that particular money they whether the country the generator that loan they go take. Now for the entire 7 or 8 million people, but less than 2,000 people, and they no more they enjoy them. How do you explain that to the remaining 7,970,000 people? How do you explain that to them? Now the thing when you talk, be genuine, be honest to yourself. But every little thing, young guy are joking at street. Now the first they send the threat. No point, as long as you are a democratic nation, people are bound for protest. That's not part of the constitution and democratic right. Yes, they're for protest. Even though they're supposed to protest responsibly, which I agree with, but give them now the chance let them protest. Because we don't see protest, we not cause harm, you still arrest them and put them in cell. The woman that will be protest today with black. Let anybody show me a picture. You and a SNPP supporter or sympathizer. Show me any picture of that woman that where they hold stone, or where they hold stick, or where something for cause and mayhem. Show me a picture of that. But yet they hold them, go put them in a cell, they detain them there for 2 to 3 days before they release them. So what you want the people to do? What do you want the people to do? Even the one that will protest, staff will wear black, just to go up and when the woman them, where some of them, like your mama them, like your auntie them, like your sister them, one stick will not see in their hand. But yet police harass them. Police, you see the pictures of them, where police beats them. They beat them. Down the back na hooligans them, because now that's not the answer they always get from SLPP supporters. Oh, now they come for can't jog but their woman then they will be protest, make them cage, make them beat people, get pictures, then videos, they not touch nobody property, they not touch nobody stuff, then they just the protest na street, make them cage, then beat, mercilessly. Well, let me tell you, even around America, a lot of protests in the where people they don't even take license or they don't even take permit. Yes, protests they don't go on like where people they not take permit, but police they still guide them. The only time when they go out of an road and see them begin to vandalize, stores them, or they break things them. Even that's it, they must get a word from the command center. Because we see riot then go on even Floyd riot. Also come and store them the book. That's what police did not be watching them. I don't say that na salon. That's what police did not be watching because they're not going to get the order for make any arrest. Same thing with the Red King riot back in the 90s. They almost burned the entire Los Angeles. But something you get for this, you get for cajun people. Not to somebody who don't have social media for be powerful person. You not the father of the nation. You I trust you. If you do what the chief minister will do and what Jimmy will do, you, the voice, it will be much stronger than them that will have social media. So dear, watch what the chief minister will do and what the press secretary will do. Then they behave humanely, then they treat people humanely, and then they talk to people humanely, copy from them, and do the right thing, Mr. President. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Umar. Welcome on board, Ezekiel. What you get for we, sir?
Thank you so much, Triple A, panelists and audience. Man, thank you. Again, much for say today. I just very sad that we lost Sierra Leone or Sierra Leoneans then, and some people and still get injuries and all that. And I don't know, the security and part. I don't know, like how that man be there on 98, where we say they get plan, maybe not the plan that day, the thing way it painful way really that security they go now a place, pull somebody or broke into place, and then somebody die in the process. It just it really painful because I don't even care if this Sierra Leonean they support this person or they support this party. Sierra Leoneans are not really need for die. But like how Umar said, I don't care whether peaceful protests or people that wild up with security, just they calm down heavily on this notion that nobody enough for protest. Um, I don't know how them go do. Without them they complain to, people are not get voice, where they be need them votes, they been go into all areas the way they want to go. Right now, they don't left all them places that they people and did it and they don't left them dry. Nobody know the way that they complain to. Outside know they outside for complain. If you get picking where you they try for force out for lay, do some things, where they know say now they right, or then they see other people and they leave and they see them at some point, then they boss out. Even if they not do you something, then go, you go here, they holler or cry, big one, because something they way they monitor them. But the only way them go express them now for just shout. How much more you get a population, a country where then they go through really difficult times, and the thing way is so funny every time they ask any representative about the price. The Martin Luther King Jr. case, big case. Muhammad Gandhi, the Indian, that time where he introduced peaceful protest. The white people and they still beat them up. They jail them because every time when people go out here and complain, it go wild. It go all out. Say yes, something they go wrong. People need help. Every time when you they try for highlight things the way it happen, the one way they make it happen, it go all out for shut you down. So whether somebody go to police or not, it will never this government or any other government. Every time citizenry want for hold placard in their hand or raise something up about waiting they go on how then they feel, government no go ever let them. The only thing where it painful for this, where people and they lost their life, right? Painful. Black Lives Matter happen here where they go even ransack shop them. Will not see anybody where they shoot. Rather they arrest people and then if you now one of the people away then go thief, then when you go thief then catch you, then you sleep in jail. But all the one the way they've been the protest just going up and down and the police they no one then at some area they put their hand at them back, zip tie up, and that net they not even sleep there. They left them back. If not true, say Mr. Kalon wait and kill now because the person that they arrange say no, therefore go look for APC person. That they terrible. It's terrible. If people are not getting no answer for this man in that one, it painful. That man then a family person. Now on a very, very government, they say let people come on. It go open in place. As for now, story what we get, it don't go die there. And now I understand why the minister be say in Peking not get uniform for go school, and they tell other people for come on, but other plan day for chase other people. So if you Peking be left today and go school, who knows what if it happen where they run out of class, So that excuse is there is so naked. It's so naked and sad for Tokran Day. It's so naked and sad, they magnify You know, if person one call a lie, it magnify and bang that whole thing they just not make sense. It not make sense. You know, after we don't talk all of a sudden you find out say, oh boy, you know, and so he find way quickly come out of that. Unfortunately, they don't know even press him about waiting at the plan. You be talk about una get plan, waiting at the plan, you know. But overall, no, we get people in now we mind, you know, again, that could be your uncle tomorrow. Somebody in uncle, in Peking, in daddy, don't go so. Tomorrow it could be you because power not they last forever. Time and change is not constant. It always happen. And when it happen, you could be on the other side tomorrow. So beware where they try for play with the life of we people. And the way people in life and the one that way they don't lost their life is very important, just like your own. If anybody they celebrate you, somebody supposed for celebrate them. They're not for just go just like that. After that, everybody, as I be say on Saturday, now you need for protect yourself. You know, protect yourself. If you not protect yourself, you know, so no more than will continue for take on a life then just like that. Protect yourself and make wise decision. Thank you so much, Triple. God bless we all.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
I want to say thanks to the panelists them. Now here we go end today on program. Definitely we'll come back tomorrow. We pray say all the one them soul we lost today, they rest in peace. And the way damaged, then go get the kind of medical help where they need. And Salon Police, with a look on her. Because allegations then they out there. Allegations then they out there about Mr. Kaloni on death. And if exactly waiting alleged na so it be, then I'm afraid. Go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again, Triple A say, ta-ta.